7 costly mistakes to avoid when buying investment property. There are 7 critical mistakes investors make when putting offers in on investment properties. These aren't just small errors, they're serious. They're serious blunders that will cost you money, waste precious time, and make the business far more complicated than it needs to be. Today I'm going to show you exactly what these 7 deadly blunders are, why they're killing your deals, and precisely what to do instead.
One of the nation's top real estate investors. Within only 7 short years, Dave Seymour has transacted millions of dollars of real estate and has become one of the nation's leading experts in both residential and commercial transactions.
By the end of the video, not only will you discover the 7 critical mistakes that cause real estate investors to lose money and kill their deals when making offers on investment properties, but you'll also learn exactly how to work directly with sellers to uncover their true motivations and create win-win deals that eliminate competition and open the doors to creative financing. Sound good? All right, let's dive in. Mistake number 1, not working directly with the seller. See, the biggest blunder most investors make is relying on middlemen instead of going straight to the property owner. So think about this for a second. Where are all the truly exceptional deals hiding in today's market? I mean, the ones that actually create wealth that make sense. Well, I'll tell you straight, they're not on the MLS. They're not on LoopNet, CoStar. The real opportunities come from direct seller relationships with 0 middlemen. When you work directly with sellers, 3 powerful things happen. First, you uncover the seller's true motivation. Is it a tax problem? Is it a repair issue that they can't afford? Maybe partnership disputes. Now, once you understand what's really driving them to sell, you can structure offers that solve their problems. Second, direct relationships open the door to seller financing. If you're short on capital or your credit isn't perfect, knowing the seller's situation allows you to create win-win creative financing solutions. And third, this is huge. By cutting out the agents, you're saving the seller 6% in commission. On $1 million multifamily deal, that's $60,000 staying in the seller's pocket. That alone can be the difference between getting your offer accepted or rejected. Now the choice is yours. Fight for the table scraps with every other investor, or go direct and find the real opportunities. All right, mistake number 2 is not doing your homework. Now let me be crystal clear about something. In this business, you don't get second chances at first impressions. When you're connecting with property owners, they're sizing you up immediately. Can you perform? Are you credible? Do you know what you're talking about? Your homework falls into 3 essential categories. First, understand the seller's situation thoroughly. If they mention needing ongoing income from the property and you have no idea how to structure a master lease option or income participation, you've just killed the deal. Worse, you've branded yourself as an amateur. Second, know the property inside and out. If market rents are $1,000 but the current owner is only charging $750, well, that's $250 per unit upside you need to recognize immediately. This knowledge alone might justify paying full asking price because you can see the value that others miss. Now third, understand the market dynamics. Is employment growing or is it shrinking? Are vacancies trending up or down? What's happening with comparable properties? Without this information, you're flying blind and making offers based on emotion rather than facts. Remember this, the difference between professionals and amateurs in this business isn't access to deals, it's preparation. Do your homework or prepare to lose. Mistake number 3, letting emotions hijack your decision. Listen, when emotions go up, intelligence goes down. It's that simple. I've seen far too many investors fall in love with properties instead of falling in love with the numbers. They'll tell me, Dave, this property is my dream. And I'll tell them, if you buy it with these numbers, it's gonna be your nightmare. You see, real estate investing isn't about pretty buildings or impressive addresses. It's about cold, hard math. When you let emotions drive your offers, you make catastrophic mistakes that can financially cripple you for years. Professional investors understand this truth. We don't buy properties. We buy income streams and appreciation potential. Everything else is just window dressing. Now, if you can't separate your emotions from your investment decisions, you might as well hand your money directly to the seller and save yourself the trouble of owning a money pit. Now, mistake number 4 is not understanding your contract. Think about this for a second. When you're buying commercial or multifamily properties, you're essentially purchasing a business. The contract has specific clauses that can either protect you or destroy you. Here's my ironclad rule. There shall be no gray areas in your understanding of the contract. None. Zero. If there's a single word, clause, or provision you don't fully comprehend, you stop everything until you get clarity. This isn't optional, it's mandatory. Because you're about to sign a legally binding agreement that can cost you hundreds of thousands if you get it wrong. So let me be frank with you. Even if you have attorneys and agents involved, you are the one signing the document. You are the one who will face the consequences if something goes wrong. When you sign a contract you don't fully understand, you're setting yourself up for 3 devastating losses. Loss of money, loss of the deal, and loss of seller confidence. Don't be the investor who has to explain to their family why they just lost their life savings because they didn't understand what they were signing. Know your contract or don't sign it, period. Mistake number 5. This is missing critical contract contingency. This could be the difference between protecting your earnest money or kissing it goodbye forever. You see, every solid investment property contract needs what I call the big 4 contingencies. These are not optional. First, you need an inspection contingency. This gives you 30 days to thoroughly examine every inch of that property. Now, if you find something that doesn't check out, you can walk away with your earnest money intact. Second, you need a financing contingency. This protects you when the lender says no or offers terms that make the deal unworkable. Without this in writing, well, you're trapped. Third, you absolutely must have a title contingency. This ensures you're getting clean ownership without liens, lawsuits, or other nasty surprises attached to the property. And fourth, the one most investors forget is the appraisal contingency. If that property doesn't appraise for at least the purchase price, this lets you negotiate or walk away. See, the one crucial thing about commercial real estate that most new investors don't understand is buyer beware. That is what rules the day. Unlike residential properties, sellers have virtually no legal obligation to disclose property defects, tenant problems, or financial issues. Without these contingencies, you can be sued for specific performance if you try to back out. Now that means a court can force you to complete the purchase or pay significant damages to the seller. The choice is simple. Include all 4 contingencies or prepare to lose everything. Mistake number 6 is setting unrealistic contingency timeframes. Think about this for a moment. Even if you have the right contingencies in your contract, unrealistic timeframes can render them, well, completely useless. Let me give it to you straight. Look, if you agree to a 7-day inspection period on a 40-unit apartment building, you've just set yourself up for disaster. There's no physical way that you can thoroughly inspect all units, common areas, mechanical systems, roof, foundation, and everything else in that time frame. Before you know, your inspection period expires. Your contingency protection vanishes, and suddenly you're committed to buying a property that might be riddled with expensive problems. The same applies for closing time frames. If you agree to close, say, in 30 days on a commercial deal, you're making a promise you almost certainly can't keep. Commercial financing alone takes 45 to 60 days, and that's when everything goes perfectly. Professional investors know this. You need 30 business days minimum for inspections and 60 to 90 days for closing. Anything less is gambling with your earnest money. Now remember, sellers and their agents, well, they're often going to push for shorter time frames. Your job is to stand firm and protect yourself, because if you can't meet those deadlines, you're the one who loses, not them. Mistake number 7 is not securing a fully executed contract. Now this final mistake might seem obvious, but I've seen it destroy countless deals at the 11th hour. Picture this. You're buying from multiple owners, maybe a family, partners in an LLC, or beneficiaries of a trust. You get excited when one owner signs, start your due diligence, spend thousands on inspections and appraisals, only to discover at the closing that not all the owners have signed the contract. Guess what? You don't have a legally binding agreement. The deal is dead, and your time and your money, well, they're gone. This happens far more often than you might think. Property ownership can be complex, especially with inherited properties, family partnerships, or corporate entities. The solution is straightforward but non-negotiable. Before you spend a single dollar on due diligence, verify who exactly owns the property and ensure every owner has signed the purchase agreement. Ask direct questions like, are you the sole owner? Are there any other owners who need to sign? Are you legally authorized to sell this property? Then verify their answers through title searches and public records. This simple step can save you thousands in wasted due diligence and prevent heartbreaking disappointment when a deal falls apart at the closing. So let me be frank with you one last time. These 7 blunders aren't theoretical problems. They're real pitfalls I've seen investors fall into repeatedly. The market doesn't care about your intentions or how hard you work. It only rewards those who understand these fundamentals and execute correctly. The choice is yours. Continue making these mistakes and struggle like everyone else, or implement these principles and start closing deals that actually make sense. Real wealth in this business isn't built on volume. It's built on making the right offers on the right properties under the right terms. That's how you create lasting wealth, while others chase deals, well, they don't lead anywhere. I've laid out the blueprint. The rest is up to you. Okay, look, if you found value in what I shared today, do me a favor and smash that like button right now. It helps more investors like you find this content. And if you're interested in learning more about multifamily, I invite you to attend my free capital partnership presentation. I need to deploy capital. I'm looking for partners to bring me deals. Attending this presentation is the first step to working together, and you can get access to the presentation by clicking the Capital Partner link in the description or type this URL in your browser, legacycapitalpartnership.com. And listen, if you're serious about mastering commercial real estate investing, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. I release new, no BS content every week that could be the difference between your next deal succeeding or failing. Until next time, I'm Dave Seymour, and remember, Wall Street lies, but real estate never does.